Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Sam. This is Phil. Together we are Bars and Barbells. If you are new here, welcome. If you've been around for a while, welcome back. Today we have a request from Gary, and that is The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, the Danish National Symphony Orchestra live.
That's right. I'm excited to get into this one. Really always enjoy like symphony vibes.
Yeah, and this is based on the original by Ennio Morricone, I believe his name is. I might be saying that wrong, but this is a rendition by this symphony. So this is cool. I'm excited to see what they bring to the table.
Yeah, and I think we were reading that they recreate the like Wild Wild West vibes in this, which is very cool in itself. So
I'm pretty excited.
I could get that from the name, like the good, the bad, and the ugly. Like it kind of gives me that vibe a little bit.
Yeah.
But really appreciate the support, Gary. Thanks so much for that paid request. We've been getting swamped with them recently. You guys have been supporting us a lot and want us to check out all different kinds of flavor. And I think this is a very different kind of flavor because we've never done anything from the Danish National Symphony Orchestra.
No, but I feel like we haven't really done very many like Wild West vibes either of things. There's been a couple, but
no, definitely not.
So I'm excited.
I think maybe like you could say some of the Bob Dylan stuff that we've done has given us that feel on occasion, but I assume this is going to be vastly different.
There's a couple things, with the harmonica and stuff like that. It can kind of be in that flavor, but
yeah. Anyways, I'm excited to check this one out. Are you?
Yes, me
All
too.
Right. Before we get started, guys, if you enjoy the video, remember hit the like button. If you want to subscribe, you can hit that button down below. You don't have to sign up or anything. You just got to have a Google account, be on YouTube, hit that subscribe button, and it'll make sure that you don't miss out on any of our content going forward. We'd love to have you. Don't forget the notification bell. It's a little bell down below that'll tell you whenever we release anything. All right, enough with that. Let's get into the Danish National Symphony Orchestra, the good, the bad, and the ugly.
I love this already.
Okay, I recognize that. That's with her mouth? Look at this guy. Must be the bad or the ugly. This is crazy. All right, I'm going to pause it here because
this is crazy. I feel like I'm literally standing in the middle of like the Wild Wild West. Everyone's kind of with their guns and they're like ready to shove a shoot down.
They're totally bringing it to life, right?
Yeah.
It really does make you feel like you're in that setting.
That one girl is doing I'm not even going to do it, but the sound with her mouth, I'm like.
I think they might be overlaying it. Like I think she's doing it and might be a harmonica as well.
Okay.
Where they're combining those sounds to make it really, really unique. I could be wrong about that. She could be just doing it on her own, which I wouldn't doubt that because she's got the whistling like to a T.
So cool.
They've got everything in this though, right? Like so many different unique musical elements that they're providing.
There's even been a couple instruments that I don't even know what they are.
Yeah, for particularly like the really Western sounds that they're providing.
Yeah.
But I mean, on top of that, obviously the orchestral elements, they're using them amazingly. They've got the different sections of the choir that are providing unique sounds as well, which is like
and just like overlaying a lot of them at the same time.
Yeah, it's adding such a dynamic and vibrant sound as a whole. Like it really feels like you're galloping on a horse through the desert or through that, the sun and the sand.
Yeah,
you can just get that visual, right? And I can't believe, you see that shot when they pull back and you see everything that's there in the room. It's so astounding, all the musical elements that go into it.
Yeah, and coordinating that many people and that many pieces to come together. Yeah, like that's crazy how it all comes together to make it like sound perfectly.
Yeah, and it does sound great, like
it does.
It's just not that they have all this stuff there. It doesn't sound muddied, you know what I mean?
No, not at all.
They're kind of transitioning, like, okay, you guys are going to take over here, you guys are going to jump in here, and it just pops in different segments, and it does it so well.
I also feel like this would be like perfect to be for a movie, like using it for
it's been in movies for sure.
Yeah,
for sure. I recognized it right off the beginning. I don't know from where. I'm sure it's been used in many Western films. And I mean, I could even see this being, not that it's as applicable and fitting, but even like Westworld or something like that, they could have used it in.
Or even like plays and stuff, right, that are around that kind of idea of the Western.
Even this building section that they're getting into, I wanted to pause it before we got any further because it does sound a little bit familiar to me. So I don't know if I'll recognize any more of it, but let's find out. Crazy. Man, that just flew by.
Yeah, that was so cool. I was also thinking in my head, because you had said Westworld, and I feel like in that back half, that the way that they were delivering that, I feel like it did kind of give me Westworld vibes a little bit, like later on.
Yeah, it's definitely been used many times in films, and I think it's even been sampled in hip hop songs that I've heard. I think this is just a really popular song. Yeah. But I think we're getting to see the way it's supposed to be done, you know, at its core. Yeah. And I think we read it's a score, right? So like this is, you know, the way it was intended to be heard. Maybe they've, you know, taken the originally, been expanded on it to, you know, the Danish National Symphony Orchestra. It's probably known for recreating this in such an epic way. And that's the only way I feel like I could describe this is epic. Yeah, for sure. And that's the way it sounds. You know, it's obviously epic seeing what they're doing, but it's epic in the way it sounds. It's like this magnified moment in time. And then you've got this, like I said, this vibe of riding on a horse. And
yeah, and it also just sounds so full, right? Like this like when you're in your headphones, it just sounds like such a full sound. I also had to laugh though, because I was saying the Westworld, but then the girl who came in with the soprano there, like she almost looked like Dolores to me from Westworld.
Yeah, she had a great voice.
She did.
Really powerful and angelic at the same time. You know, just so many elements, and it always amazes me when I see something like this, the amount of coordination that we talked about.
Yeah, it's
but
insane.
The amount of talent, right? To be able to play one instrument, you know, a single musician, and then you combine all these great talented individuals together to create something as a whole that's so magnificent. It's really, really mind-blowing, and really makes me appreciate music. And you know, I would love to go and see something like this at some point. I've never been to anything orchestral related, but I would love to check it out at some point.
Yeah, I remember at one point I really wanted to see the orchestral performance of the Lord of the Rings music, because it's very similar to this, like very epic and big and full sounding.
That would be really cool. I mean, I almost went to go see the Game of Thrones. I think they were doing
that
a Game
would be
of
really
Thrones
cool
theme
too. Yeah.
as well. I never ended up going to it. I think actually somebody offered me tickets to that and I never ended up going, so I'm regretting it now.
I think that would have been pretty cool.
Yeah, for sure. No, I think it was just I was busy with soccer or something like that. I couldn't go, but football for all you English fans out there. But it reminded me a little bit, you know, when we did Nightwish and the Ghost Love score, we first got introduced to them, and I remember discussing and trying to come up with, you know, description for how I felt watching that one, and it was epic that I came to. But I feel like this is like they've taken it a step beyond.
Yeah, elevated.
Like this is the epicness of, you know, they've moved beyond what Nightwish did, and we were really blown away by Nightwish when we first watched it.
I think the thing about music that really, like music as a whole, but especially something like this that I find so fascinating, is that they can capture such an essence of like a singular idea or a place, time, right? Like this literally, like I said, like in my head, like transported me into the middle of a Wild Wild West movie, right? It's like bringing all of these elements together, like it can literally transport you to a specific like feeling or place or time, and I think they really captured that really well with this.
Yeah, I think that's what's, you know, we kind of lost that in some sense, the auditory stimulation that can provide you with a visual. Like we have so much visual stimulation now that I think sometimes the auditory presence gets lost a little bit, but we're seeing and just looking at this and experiencing it and listening to it, that you can place yourself in that setting without actually needing to see anything, because your imagination does the work for you. And I think that's a stimulation that, you know, you can then appreciate the music a little bit more, or whatever's being created, because you tend to connect to it on your own personal way, right? So
for sure.
You probably had a vision like of the Wild Wild West of your own that you created in your mind, and I've done the same thing, and that was both off the same thing we were hearing, but two different ideas came out of it, right?
Kind of similar to reading, right? Like you create your own imaginative.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, we've been rambling a little bit too long here. Hopefully you enjoyed our discussion. If you did, you know what to do. You got to hit that like button for us. Let us know if this is the one and only video that's out there. I highly doubt it, from the Danish National Symphony Orchestra. If we should check out something else, and we wouldn't have arrived here without Gary. So thank you so much, Gary, for pointing us in this direction. Really appreciate your support on the channel as a whole. And we appreciate all you guys, all you subs, all you comments. Even if you're just a viewer and you keep coming through and you're not subscribed, that's all good too. We appreciate your support.
Love having you here.
Love hanging with you. So hopefully you come back tomorrow. We got 2 more videos coming. We'll see you then.
Thanks for watching.